Another video in our series on radios, taken here at the Titan II missile silo while we're using the antenna, which is available for ham radio operators, maintained by the local amateur radio club. And we've actually got it hooked up to our ham radio here, and we're kind of using that as some background noise here. So as I've been doing some research, waiting for my ham radio call sign to show up in the database, I ended up learning a lot more about radios than I had, and I thought I'd get that information across, and I thought I'd chop it up into a series of videos here. And in this series, or in this video, let's talk about the FRS, the Family Radio Service. Let's take a look at some information about the Family Radio Service, and I'll link to this page where I accumulated some of this information. The Family Radio Service is regulated by the FCC. However, it does not require a license, and there's no licenses offered. It operates in the UHF band, 462 to 467 megahertz approximately, which is FM, so very short range. It was actually invented by Radio Shack in 1994, so it's a fairly new service. The rules are that you can't use more than a half of a watt, which is fairly limited, so it's really a walkie-talkie type service. And the other rule is that it can't have a removable antenna. It has to have an integral antenna, and that means that people can't doctor the radios to give them more distance or interfere with people. There are 14 channels. Some of those, though, are shared with GMRS, another radio service that we'll cover in another video. And there are 7 channels that are FRS only. The antennas do need to be fixed, and there's no call signs or anything. So some of the let's go to some of the advantages first. The advantages are that you can usually get radios bought in a pair. They're very much like walkie-talkies. They use a carrier squelch. So in other words, they have a code that if I set up 2 radios on one of the 14 channels to eliminate the possibility that someone next door might overhear what we're saying or just interfere with what we're saying, we can set a code. And depending on the make and model of your radio, you'll have different codes, which are basically carrier frequencies, which basically allow two radios on the same channel to privately talk to each other. They're not exclusive private, like a random channel with an actual digital scrambled code or anything. It's just that they're a little bit more level of complexity so that you have a better chance of finding an isolated channel when a lot of people are using the service. Another advantage is that there are no license involved, no call signs, so you basically just have to have, again, a radio that hasn't been modified, and you're good to go to operate it. Some of the disadvantages, of course, are distance. It doesn't travel very far with only a half a watt of power behind it, and again, the privacy issues. If you want to do anything sensitive, then this might not be the service for you, although it's a bit better than the CB radios. So again, we'll go on next to the GMRS, which is one level up from FRS in most people's minds. Hopefully this series was worthwhile on the various types of radio that are out there. If there's any questions, of course, let us know, and we'll be happy to address them and perhaps make a new video if necessary. So from the Titan II Missile Museum, just outside of Tucson, Arizona, thanks for watching.